And we're back, round number 2. I have made my trip to Lowe's Depot. I have gotten some PVC, some connectors, everything I need to tackle running the conduit from right here up to there. That way I can get everything wired and get this thing tapped into my house. This is what I'm talking about. So this little conduit box is gonna go in the side right here, which I took these out because whatever. These are gonna go in the side right here, then that's gonna run up to the ceiling. This is a smaller one, and they're actually both the same size on this, but this is a smaller one, and the one that I got is actually a lot. Let me show you. But over here is just some of the connectors that I got. Funny enough, since everything goes into a 1-inch, I actually got a reducer for this big one to go into that 1-inch hole. So I'm not really too worried about that. Also, these are from other older installations where I already have stuff to attach it to the wall. Oh crap, I already had that. Oh shh. So I already got a bunch of stuff over there. I already got a bunch of different elbow stuff. I already have a lot of stuff that I needed. I just needed to get a few things just to make sure everything looks good. So today's video is mainly going to be me putting the little things in here, spacing them out, making them kind of go to the wall, attaching them to the wall, drilling a hole into the attic, drywall there, and then running everything up. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get it to wires because I don't know, but that's the main goal right now. That's gonna be the primary thing. I should also mention that Ethernet cable that I was talking about, totally forgot to run that. So I actually have to run that first before, well, I don't have, yeah, I have to run that still. So that's like a whole thing. All right, I got both of the boxes installed, connected to the side, screwed in pretty well. So I figured out getting a ladder up there far enough to be able to drill from down here is basically impossible. Not gonna happen. I could maybe poke a pilot hole and then drill it from the attic, but I don't really wanna do that because maybe in the past I've tried to drill that and it goes not where I want it to go. So instead, this brings up the opportunity for me to use a long drill bit. I have one for the smaller PVC. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the bigger one yet, but this long drill bit is very long. If it works, it's all that matters. Also, because I can't really get up there and mark it, this is gonna be more of an eyeball situation. Close enough. Of course there's wood there. Why wouldn't there be wood there? I planned ahead. I didn't want stuff falling in there, so I put tape on it. Totally worked. Wow, it's very cold in the attic. My big old fancy light here. Gotta go over there. I can see the holes. I brought tools, small chisel, right? Chisel away at that wood that's there. And a couple files, different shapes. I'm just gonna shape it. And then I got a piece of PVC to make sure the hole's right. It's gonna work. Maybe a slight change of plans, just barely. I think it'll probably be a better idea just to move that hole over. It'll be like an oval, but I can always like fill in with putty or something and just make it clean on the other side. But there's really no reason, no way I'm gonna chisel at that, just because that would be dumb. Look at that. Oh, look at that. So I'll have to make it look a little pretty. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. But there you go. Oh. Yeah. All right, I don't think it actually turned out that bad at all. The drywall thing is gonna be fun just because the ladder and getting up there. I think I might just 3D print something to cover both of those, like a fixture or something that I can just not do drywall. Either way, that's good, that's set, that's nice, safe, code, fire, all that crap. The next thing is wiring. So I'm gonna have to tackle that next. I have to see where I'm at. So I have to see where the wire goes to, how much wire I need, maybe even drop a wire. Maybe I should check that out right now. Why not? So over here, that big wire right there, that's where it stopped. That's where I cut it. Yeah, so that's it. That's where I got to go from there to back there. And I have plenty of cable for it. And I have these super big, thick, cable connectors. That way I can connect the extension on that. But all I have to do is just drop that one thing and then connect it and put it in a junction box, whatever. And that'll be it. Plus I have to do Ethernet. Also, I forgot, see that blue Ethernet cable right there? Right there? I forgot that I also ran Ethernet cable, and I'm pretty sure that was in preparation for this exact thing. So, yeah, that shows you how long it's been. And these right here, these are, I forget what they call, whatever. So when you're connecting really high power wires, right, really thick, lots of power, these things are just like the most solid connectors you can in order to make sure that it's not just a shoddy connection. So no fire hazard, that sort of thing. But I have boxes down here, so I'm gonna put them in a junction box, probably. A metal one, yep, right there. So that way, not only is that super safe, but it also will be in metal. There we go right there. Look at that. It's pretty good, I think so. Man, I've made so much progress. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I already had this one pulled off. But I have plenty of slack to pull that down. I just got to pull this one because that has the Ethernet cable in it. And then basically I'm just going to pull it over into here, give it plenty of slack or whatever, just to make sure I got plenty of room. And then once I do that, then I should be good. I am so happy I got this bigger one. This cable is so thick, so hard to just maneuver. Got it pulled through though. It's ultimately going to go right there, so I have plenty of room. This is the Ethernet cable. That's going to go right there. And oh, Jiminy Christmas. I think I'm ready to connect everything upstairs. God dang. As usual, I start this off like full energy motivation. By the time I get towards this weird parts, I'm like, ugh. That was a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie, that sucked. There's such big wires, right? Run all the way. I did staple it, so it's a little bit cleaner. I have my Ethernet cable ran all the way over there, so I can go downstairs and do that. I got to get a cover. I'm gonna go downstairs and get the little plastic pieces that go on top of that for no reason other than just because I can. But now I have a solid junction box where everything is kept nice and secure. Runs all the way through there. Super strong connections. Man, I think that if I get that Ethernet cable going, I still have to hook up that other main box, but it's coming along. All right, I'll elaborate a little bit on the way they have it set up. They have their own cable, but with Ethernet, this got a pretty good shielding, pretty thick Ethernet cable. So pretty much I'm just throwing random colors in it. I'm gonna take a photo of it and then make sure that when I go down and hook everything else up downstairs, all the colors match. So that should give me plenty of room because they had like, I don't know, 50 feet, which was definitely not gonna go from my basement to my garage. So, but these are all the cables hooked up. These are all in there, nice and sturdy. These are all ran up. They are connected, they are ran. The Ethernet is hooked up. I think the next step is to, well, technically speaking, I don't have the other box set up yet. So the next step is I can either A, start doing that too, or B, I can just make sure that my power connectors are correct. Because I ran two of the same exact type of cables. One goes to that, right? One goes to that. So I gotta figure out which cable is which. I'm gonna have to figure that out. but that it's almost done. Here's what it looks like without this. Well, there you go. Like, I know I kind of have like an electronic background. Electricity is my thing. Like, I get that. A little bit of knowledge behind all that. But installation really was kind of simple. It's pretty straightforward. I like it. I don't know. It's kind of cool. And I think I have a very simple solution to figuring out which wire downstairs actually goes to which one. This is electric panel. Again, not live. Nothing's plugged in. But here's what I figured. If I were to, hypothetically speaking, take a wire, short, both of the lines, right? Maybe plug it into right here, just like that, right? And that would create a line 1 and line 2. And then I can take my ohm meter downstairs, put it on continuity, and see which one of those make a noise. And then that would tell me which one actually goes to the sub panel and which one goes to that one, hopefully. So, all right, this one, whatever brand it is, I actually really like this one. It's easy to control. God, I'm just bleeding everywhere. So, all right, try number 1, stick that to that, continuity, see what we got. Some ohms on there, but no continuity. All right. Let's try this one. It's right there. And right. Woo! There we go. See? There we go. That one is my sub panel. Now that I plugged that in, got everything wired in, I am going to make sure that I had the right one. I'm gonna test one phase at a time. Perfect. Perfect. And just for giggles and shits, let's test them both. 240. Perfect. I now have a live sub panel, which means I have the ability to, run 240 stuff. What am I thinking? Oh, welders. So I could do welders. I could do, yeah, whatever. It works. Not that I'm actually going to weld anything, but I do just so happen to have a 240 welder right here, which is the reason why I had that plug in. So I'm going to plug that in. And I don't remember which one it is, so turn them both on. And, oh, let's see. Do I have power? I do. All right. I guess it's not really. I gotta really test it. But yeah, this can do 110. You can get an adapter just to run 110, or if you actually run 240, it's way better. So hey, that's cool. All right, so this little doohickey machine thing here, I had a cover on it, that way the cat didn't step on anything bad. Move that right on top of the dog. This is kind of like the central brain. So power gets lost, whatever, it'll feed it. Power is restored, it'll charge. So this handles everything. This is the central hub, this is the brain, this is the bronze, this is everything. These wires right here, these are what go into the hybrid battery, but this wire is not very long. So I decided I'm just going to use the Ethernet cable because that should probably work. And I'm really kind of hoping it does. Before I mount this and do all that, I actually just want to hook up the Ethernet cable and make sure that it's communicating, give it power and everything, make sure it's communicating. Because if it's not, then I'm going to have to figure out something else. So what that means is I have to run what's left of the cable, which I still have on a spool, all up over through here, and then you know, down here. This is the progress that I've made. Remember, test everything before you do anything, I think. So running that long ass Ethernet cable all the way over there, I got everything plugged in. I had to rework a couple things. It wasn't communicating with just one wire. So anyways, there's a little bit of troubleshooting steps there going on, but I got that to finally communicate with the EP Cube, and I hooked everything up. So as you can see, let me wide view this. Okay, so as you can see, this coming down from right here, this is what is actually running out to the battery. This breaker right here, that is what controls the on and off for the battery in the garage. So this is that, like, you know, to and from power. It's either going to be charging the battery or taking charge from the battery. So that's hooked up just temporarily as a test. Now you also have these. So these are what I installed. I actually ran them up and over because that's kind of sort of the way they're going to be anyways. And that goes down to right there. So these are going to be the main. This is an automatic transfer switch. So it has two inputs. The main is always going to be the primary focus. So I hooked everything up to the main. I have the two lines, the neutral and the ground. Now I'm not bonding, just so you know, I'm not bonding the ground and the neutral here because that's all going to be done here and I don't want any kind of faults. So that's that. So all those are running down here just like that. Got some grounds running. Everything is good. And I have tested everything, right? Which is cool. I've tested everything. It works. I even have this like thing plugged into one of those. This tells me whether or not I have power, and then I can turn it on and like run like a space heater, you know, just to kind of put a load on it. So basically, like, I'll give you an example, 121 volts. So if I go over here and I turn off power to this, boom. Now it is sucking power from the battery out of the garage, and now I only have 116 volts, but I still have power. It instantly kicks in. It's feeding load to that, and all of these are going to be powered. So test complete. I should also note that I've been playing around with the EP Cube app, which is pretty good. I think I have some like recommendations for the app, but you know, from this like main screen, I can kind of see like what's happening, what power is coming into the grid or from the grid, going to the battery, going to the backup stuff, going to stuff that's not backed up. So it's basically saying, hey, you know, let's say you have 3 kilowatts coming in and only 1.5 kilowatts going to something that's, you know, actually backed up by the battery. It'll show you what else is not being used. So the screen's pretty useful, pretty interesting, I guess. It's just kind of a basic app. I think they're probably going to improve that later on in the future, but it is nice being able to see everything from there. I have an input for a generator. The generator, it's 9500 peak, 7500 RMS, and I got this like transfer switch from Generac, and I had some things for it, but then I had the EP Cube, and the whole thing kind of got put on hold until right now. But here's the way the whole EP Cube thing works. It has a constant load that's always going to go to the load side of that, right? So there's no switching done here. So that means whatever circuits I run that I'm going to absolutely want to always be on with a backup battery, I'm going to have to move those over there, and those are just going to be part of the backup batteries, the situation. However, it's an automatic transfer switch just in case all that goes out. So now the question is, it's like, what do I have as an alternative power source? I don't necessarily need one right now, but you know, in the future, like, what do? I thought about a generator. The problem with the generator idea is that if I'm going to run the generator, because it is a constant power, because it can handle way more than likely, I'm going to just have the generator hooked up to my normal, not my normal circuit panel, right? That way it can power everything. It can charge the batteries. It can run, you know, higher power appliances, and it could just run more of the house because it's a big enough generator to do that. I can't hook that up really anywhere else, because if I hook it up to the secondary thing, cool, it'll power everything like that, but you know, it's not going to be charging the battery. I don't like that. But that's what I've been trying to work out in my head, is like how I want that to work. Now I should note, okay, to EP Cube's credit, I am doing this not the way the EP Cube, you know, probably really wants me to do, but the brains of the operation actually already has a lot of stuff that I'm doing. I'm not using it. So check out these big bus bars right here, right? You see all that? That is actually meant for you to install breakers. That way, these are always in battery backup. So instead of using those, I am using that. So technically, if I wanted to route things that would be backed up by the battery and ran and everything through that, I could do that. And then if I did that and I got rid of this, which wouldn't be using whatever, if I were to use that and get rid of that, then that would kind of free up the whole alternative power thing. For now, since I've got everything hooked up, I got everything testing, everything verifies to run correctly, I know everything works, it's time to install this. Mount that up to there and then start rewiring crap. Okay, got it mounted, like I said. Got this up here, just like that. Got that running around to the side. Got that all the way up to there. I ran all the cables that are going from this main unit up and over to there, right? So the source, the load is going over to the secondary thing there. And then I have the battery hookups. So this is what goes to the garage. Those are all connected as well. I ran all those through here because there's plenty of room in there. And then I have this right here, which, yeah, that's gonna be like that. And I'm gonna run a 1-inch up right there. And that is gonna be my Ethernet cable. So got that run up there, into the ceiling, over there, and then down to the circuit breaker. Sure, it's a little weird to have it poke through like that, and that's fine, I think. Yeah, I think I'm ready. So, well, let's see, this is it. Do we get fire? Oh, actually, I should probably, so that turns on the batteries, there we go. No sparks, no weird smell, no trip breakers. Do I have power over here? I do, because that one's wired directly. I have power. Hell yeah. Well, I've reached a significant milestone with this part of the project. Really happy everything works, really happy everything is hooked up. I have some rerouting and some cleaning and, you know, that kind of stuff to do, but that's fine because everything is working. So feeling pretty good about that. I'm gonna go ahead and call this part 2 of my EP Cube home installation. 19.98 kilowatt hours worth of backup power for the house. Beautiful. Well, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to visit bnbsucks.com if you want NordVPN, if you want to support my shenanigans. Like, subscribe, and have yourself a fantastic day. That was a stupid accent. Yeah.